Demon. I remember this one not being. We'll play first. This guy's abilities are Blood and Ruby. 3. Put a target troop from your graveyard into play. It has speed until the end of your turn. Sacrifice it this turn. We'll keep this. It's not great, but I hate throwing away Flood Hands, especially in aggro decks like this. Right, he's gonna give me. Oh, he's gonna give me. This is the one where I get all the. So I may actually use these luck sacks this time. And all troops in all zones have Rage 1. Okay. Let's go Diamond here in case I draw an Angel. Oh, they don't do. The luck sacks don't do anything? Well, that's disappointing. Elliot, go. What?
I was behind you.
Yeah, you were just behind me, and then you came up and you. Yeah. Let's see what the luck sacks. If they actually don't do anything, I gotta see this for myself. All right. What did I get? What do I get? Nothing. Yeah, they don't work. That's unfortunate. Nothing. Got nothing for that. Like, even the unlucky one deals damage to you, I believe. Or something. 2 Mazet Spearmen. Okay, well, I guess I'm gonna have to bolt those guys. He didn't even attack. Well, maybe I don't have to bolt them. I don't know. I feel like I should. Let's play this for Ruby and we'll bolt one of them. Oh, he doesn't attack with them. He just considers them to be O1s. That's silly. Well, I guess I won't bolt him anymore. Feels kind of cheesy that I don't have to bolt him. Like, so this whole fight's jacked up is basically what you're saying to me. I guess I'll play the Falconeer and just win at this point. So here's another thing that's messed up. So like when, for instance, the bunny comes into play and deals -2/-2 depending on what its power is, and I kill it in response, and it goes to the graveyard. It still deals at -2/-2, but in the case of me buffing things with Sir Giles Rowan, I've had someone kill in response, and it did not get the buff. I did not get the buff. So I'm trying to figure out what's supposed to happen, because it feels like in Hex, troops in all zones are troops in all zones should be doing what they're supposed to do, you know. Like it feels like troops in all zones are troops no matter what. Like whereas in like Magic or other card games like that, when your troop is in your hand, it's a spell, and when it's in your graveyard, it's also, I believe, it's a card or a spell. It's not actually a troop, so it doesn't actually have power and toughness in your graveyard. And not only that, like the target is considered not to be. It has to be in the zone when. So for those instances, it wouldn't work. Like because it's not a target that's in that zone. I guess I'll go with this one and go Ruby. So like, if I were to target this guy and then for some reason he killed him, then he wouldn't. I mean, or did something else to him, then he left the zone. Like he doesn't exhaust in a different zone. Or I guess if I did something to him, like if I tried to buff his. Okay, so if we try to buff his guy and then he leaves the zone and goes to your hand or your graveyard, in Hex he should still get the buff. In other card games like Magic, he won't. So his abilities on the chain, sure, but he doesn't have 2 power when he's in the graveyard. See what I'm saying? Like, he's not actually there. Like, he's not in the zone because he's already dead. So his ability's on the chain, but when it goes to check his power, he's not there in the zone, in play. So his power is effectively 0, which means it shouldn't do -2/-2, in my opinion. My final guy is Zoltog. Wow. Anyways, that's the way it would so that's the way it works in Magic. As far as that. But in this game, it seems like troops are troops in all zones. So because of that, like, even though, like, it still targets things in other zones. So even if it's in your hand, like, if something is, like, for instance, counters getting put on, what's it called, the Soul Marble. Counters being put on Soul Marble, if I bounce Soul Marble in response to a bunch of counters being put on stacked, in Magic, those counters would have no target. But in Hex, the target still is viable when it goes to your hand, and so it still gets the counters. So, yeah. This is fine, I guess. Yeah, I guess we'll keep this. I don't like this because I have to go diamond, and give up this ruby to get the Highland Shinobi. We'll play slowly. 3 Savage Raiders. No, I can't play slowly. We'll just go diamond. We'll see what happens. Right, he has the attack is in his graveyard, sure. But, like, it doesn't matter because he's not in this zone in Magic terms. But in this game, that's fine. So that means that, like, for instance, with Sir Giles Rowan, when you're targeting something, if it goes to the graveyard, you should still be targeting it. The only way you can't target it is if it got placed out of play somehow. That's the only way I could see it not getting targeted. Like, even if you bounce it to if they bounce it to your hand, it should still be getting targeted by Sir Giles Rowan. Because it's still a troop. Whereas that definitely wouldn't work in Magic that way. Or in any other game that I've played. Any card game. In Star Wars, in Pokemon, or any of those. It wouldn't work that way. So I guess we have to play Monarch here. He's the Monarch. It's probably one of the most interesting things about the game, though. It's just that the troops are troops in all zones. That's one of the other things that's just different about this game compared to other games. Ooh, there's that Polka! Must attack at the start of your combat phase, create a Blaze Elemental, and put it in play. Okay. Well, luckily I've got this wonderful Swift Striker to stop it. So, block? He's got 0 resources, so yeah, that seems. Angel just gets to dominate this game again. One of the most unfun cards when you turn 2 Angel. That just dominates games for you. Also, he should have attacked with the Blaze Elemental, and so that's a play mistake for the computer here. I don't know. There's still no, like, comprehensive FAQ for the game as far as, like, how things should or shouldn't work, because it's all handled by the computer. So it's really hard to say, like, when things are working as intended or not. I think, like, that was one of the bad things about playing World of Warcraft, is, like, all the time I would submit tickets about things, like, where I felt like someone was exploiting, and if you get the lazy admin, they'll just be like, yeah, it's working as intended. That's a big joke, right? Alright, we're gonna build, next deck we'll build some PVE. We'll build around a PVE card. So... I should try to play it maybe with one of the starter decks. Still haven't beaten that guy. No perfect record, but we did better than last time. 19 sacks of gold, 10 treasure chests. We got the... We went ahead and got the Angel of Dawn equipment. We got Perfect versus the Eternal Guardian. I don't know what this is. Guild Underboss. Win versus our... I like how they tell you when to use them. They're really good versus this and that. Oh, it won't let me play the PvE cards? Well, let's find out.